Good morning there, adventurers.
Good morning.
We are currently on our way to the southernmost city in the USA and the southernmost point in the USA. That's right, we are headed to Key West, Florida. I feel like this angle makes it look like a Beastie Boys music video or something. Listen, no, y'all, it's a sabotage.
You put your hat on backwards, man.
Oh, yeah. Where's my hat? Don't you tell me to smile. You stick around.
But anyway, to get there, you have to drive along the Overseas Highway, which is one of the most incredible roads we have ever driven on. It is 113 miles long, and it has 42 different bridges that connect 44 islands.
Y'all might remember that last year we actually visited the northernmost city in the USA. It was the town of Utqiagvik. It was literally the tundra. It sits on the Arctic Ocean, and it was maybe the coldest that we've ever been in our entire lives. That town is way up at the very tippity top point of Alaska. Key West, however, is on the absolute opposite end of the country.
And while Key West also sits on an ocean, that is where the similarities end.
Yeah.
Totally.
Bad set of wheels, huh?
Nope. We bought a new car!
No, this is not a new car, although I wish it was, because I
know,
love
you
it.
guys, don't worry, we didn't buy another collector's item, although it is very sweet. We actually picked this up because we thought it would be the perfect car for a Florida road trip, y'all. But it is insane that somebody actually built this highway connecting all of these islands.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. So this road goes from the bottom tip of Florida all the way out for 113 miles to Key West. And it is actually part of the East Coast Highway 1, which runs from Florida all the way up to Canada.
This route used to belong to the Overseas Railroad, which was completed back in 1912. It was sadly partially destroyed in a hurricane in 1935, and they couldn't afford to rebuild it, so they sold the remains to the state of Florida for $640,000.
Seems cheap in 2025 dollars, huh?
Yeah, it's a long freaking highway. And then the highway officially opened in 1938, and it's been humming along ever since.
There's actually a walking path that follows some of the road. It's built out kind of like its own bridge. You can walk a lot of it, but some of the sections are completely falling apart. They literally have trees growing through them. Apparently, according to Google Maps, they've named that tree Fred. It's a big one growing like right in the middle of the structure. It's crazy.
Where does it get his nutrients from? I don't get it.
I don't know. But yeah, this is part of the USA that we have never really explored, so we are very excited to check it out.
There's going to be some insane sunsets, unique foods that you can only find in this part of the country, a bunch of wildlife, and of course your favorite two adventurers.
That's us. I hope it is. I don't know.
Oh no, that would be really sad if we weren't.
Hey, I'll settle for second, maybe even third favorite. That's pretty good. All right, start her up.
Okay, it's old and loud.
Ooh, purrs like a kitten,
Yeah,
just like
fine.
I like it. All right.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we just saw the sweetest little baby deer in the road.
It was so cute.
Oh my god, so this island is actually known for having key deer, which are a species of North American deer, something like that, that only lives here in the Keys. And they actually swim between islands.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, if I see one swimming, that'll make my life. But that thing, oh my god, that made my day, for sure. So the first thing you have to do when you get to the southernmost city is go to the southernmost point in the US.
Yeah, so that's the famous buoy, which marks, I guess, what is technically the lowest point in the continental United States. I think it's worth checking out.
But that is what everyone else has done. As you can see, there is a very long line to get a photo here. So we're just gonna say we came and we saw and we conquered and get out of the sun.
Yeah.
So we were just strolling by the southernmost beach cafe and we noticed some horses outside. We thought it was, you know, part of the restaurant, like to lure tourists in. Turns out the police are here eating, and one of the horses is basically eating lunch with them.
It's pretty adorable.
It's awesome.
Got a new friend there?
I guess so. Hi, dear.
Ooh, he likes you.
Oh, you're not gonna, it's a lot of sunscreen. Okay. Have a good day. Thank you. It's funny, down here, everything has a sign that says southernmost deli, southernmost resort, southernmost cafe, southernmost surf shop.
One of them said the closest bar to Cuba, because I guess
go.
Cuba's only 9 miles away from Key West. So.
Yeah, we're actually closer to Cuba than we are to Miami here, so.
just stepped past this spot, and then like 2 coconuts came crashing down.
I mean, literally 3 seconds prior, I was right there.
That was pretty scary. Wow, that's creepy. Ooh, melon on your melon. So just to get you guys a little bit more familiar with the island, Key West is 4 miles long and 1 mile wide. It's part of the archipelago that makes up the Florida Keys, and it's not the last island in the chain. There's actually a bunch more past it, but there aren't any roads that connect them. The islands themselves are made of limestone, which is the remnants of ancient coral reefs. But believe it or not, this used to be the largest city in Florida, but that was way back in the 1870s to the 1890s. But now it's just one of the most beautiful towns in the USA. There are these pristine colonial style buildings lining the streets and so much greenery everywhere. It's also known for having a bunch of chickens that just freely roam throughout the streets. You're gonna see chickens, roosters, little chicks all over the place. It's very adorable. But needless to say, there's tons of history here just in the downtown area and a bunch of stuff that is definitely worth checking out. In the 1930s, Ernest Hemingway actually called Key West his home, and his home, believe it or not, is still standing. That is where we are right now. It's pretty sad, but Ernest Hemingway, as you probably know, ended up committing suicide in 1961, and his 3 children were left the house and they immediately sold it. Guess how much they sold it for? In 1961, $80,000. What do you think this house is worth now? In fact, it was built in the 1850s, and if you look at a photo of the area back then, this was like the 2nd tallest building in Key West, so it just towered over everything. But it's just set up like a museum. So as you stroll through, they have all the different rooms set up with all these different artifacts from his life, all of his books, and of course all the movies that were made from his books.
But most importantly, the house is overrun with kitty cats. You guys, there are over 50 cats on this property. They're called the Hemingway cats, and actually a lot of them have a special gene that gives them 6 toes. Looks like somebody ate a little too much key lime pie. A little tubby. Directly across the street from the Hemingway house is the Key West Lighthouse, and it's definitely worth a stop because you get such grand views of the entire city. I mean, you can see everything from here, and they have nice little markers that tell you exactly what you're looking at.
It shows you just how low down everything is. Like, there aren't any tall buildings. We're only like 100 feet off the ground. Yeah, you can see all the landmarks. For instance, this is the southernmost house in the USA.
And this is the cutest car in the USA.
That's our car.
That's our car. Speaking of our awesome little car, one thing that seems to be really popular is just cruising around and exploring the island. And we have seen people do that on bike, on motorcycles, on scooters, in little electric cars. But I think it's safe to say that we have the raddest car on the road. Woohoo! Yeah, that's an 80s sound, baby. Let's cruise. There's little baby chickens in the road. So classic. I don't know what to do. There's so many of them. Little red cutie is a 1989 BMW 325i.
And this little red cutie is a 1987 Allison.
Ooh, I'm a slightly more vintage model.
But a nice ride nonetheless. Oh.
We rented it on Turo, and they are once again partnering with us on this video. Turo is the world's largest car sharing marketplace, and we've been using them to rent cars for almost 10 years now.
They make the rental process so much easier. You can just completely skip the rental counter at hundreds of airports all across the USA, and you can coordinate with your host directly through the Turo app. No waiting in line, no dealing with paperwork. You just walk up to the car, unlock it, and drive away. And if you're feeling extra lazy, you can have your car delivered directly to your hotel. You can choose from over 1,400 makes and models, whether you just need something to get you from A to B, an electric vehicle, or if you want something super snazzy like our adorable little red BMW. But seriously, we cannot recommend Turo enough. It is our favorite way to rent a car. And if you'd like to try Turo for yourself, you can click the link in the description or scan the handy QR code that is on screen right now.
So as far as food goes, Key West is basically known for 2 things: seafood and key lime pie. And can you guess which one we're gonna do first? The key lime pie. Welcome to Blue Heaven, fitting with Key West. It is a very eclectic restaurant. There are chickens and roosters running amok. There's live music playing. Everyone sits outside. It's a really chill vibe. Fun fact, actually, this used to be a boxing arena, and Ernest Hemingway would referee matches here. We're tying it all together. Hemingway, and obviously we've read all of his books. We're big fans. The nature of my game. The cuisine here is pretty Caribbean inspired, but they have all sorts of delicious dishes. But the thing we are here for is their key lime pie. Holy bananas, what have we done? Look at this. Look at this monster. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
This might be the biggest slice of pie that I've ever seen in my entire life.
Might be?
Is. Confirmed. Is.
How many inches are we talking here? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm gonna say it's a good 6-incher. Key lime pie is obviously from Key West. It is made using key limes, which are these little, I think slightly more tart limes. There's a crazy debate on whether you should have meringue or not. As you can see, we're starting off with the most meringue possible. I think you gotta go in from the side, eh?
Yeah, do it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Okay.
All right. You've never eaten key lime before.
Key lime noob, I'll get better. That is refreshing. It's tart. It's sweet, but not too bad. The meringue, I don't think adds much to it. You can fight me over that. It's just like a little marshmallowy gooey.
Well, we're not big fans of meringue just in general, so maybe it's just not for everybody.
But oh my god, there's a graham cracker crust down in there, which is delightful. It's like cheesecake, but better.
And you know what's really cool? They bake it right in that building, that
right
green
there.
building over there.
We do it right there. Y'all tell me we did not just create Godzilla.
Godzilla's finally met his match. Ah!
Oh gosh. That was swift and kind of you.
You guys, I'm really not a big fan of the meringue, but luckily you can just scoop it right off. I'm just gonna stick with the key lime pie part. It's very good key lime pie.
What'd you say meringue tastes like?
Oh yeah, it tastes like wet angel's food cake. It's not very good. I think this is an absolutely delicious piece of key lime pie. It's more on the creamy end. It's surprisingly less tart than what I've had in the past. It's got a lot more color to it. I'll just eat the rest of it if you don't want it. You can have all the meringue.
No!
We'll give that to the chickens.
It has been nearly impossible to figure out which key lime pie is the best key lime pie. I even went to the local Reddit to read about it, and everyone was like, go here, and then the next comment was like, absolutely do not go there. This one's the best. No, that one's the worst. This one's the best. I think basically just eat as much as you can and as much as you want, and you're gonna be golden. And more importantly, instead of shaming other people, maybe just tell us in the comments below what your favorite is.
Y'all, Key West has some of the best people watching I've ever seen in this entire country. We're at the Whistle Bar, which is right on the main walking street that's called Duval? Duval, is that how you say it? Duval, maybe?
So.
I don't know. But it has been a blast just sitting up here and watching everybody go by. It's a very quirky town. It's got like Palm Springs vibes, but with a little bit of the weirdness of Austin, maybe?
I'd say it's like New Orleans light.
Oh yeah, that is what we were saying, is that it's kind of like Bourbon Street light. You're sitting low, girl.
I know. I don't know why this seat is very low.
I think you can raise it, but I haven't really figured it out yet. Low rider.
Right? It is time to get our seafood on, you guys. And I think I have picked the perfect place.
Can you tell she's excited for this?
I'm so dang hungry. Also, a cruise ship came into port today, so we're gonna get out of this downtown area and go to another part of Key West. Maybe a lesser visited and hopefully less packed area.
Did you wear this on purpose so you matched our adorable little red car?
I realize the majority of my outfits are red.
Well, it is my favorite color, so that's probably my fault.
It is nearly impossible to narrow down which seafood place to get your seafood from in Key West because there are seafood restaurants everywhere. Have I said seafood enough? We actually hopped over to a neighboring island. This is Stock Island, and we came to the Hogfish Bar. We're here to try several dishes, but the most important thing we are trying is conch. What is conch? It's this right here. This is conch chowder. So you're probably familiar with the conch shell. This is the little creature that lives inside of it. A sea snail. But we lucked out because it is Friday and they only serve white conch chowder on Fridays. Oh, baby. I gotta say, New England clam chowder, you're good, but this might be better. Holy moly. I probably would have thought this was clams if you hadn't told me. It is very similar in taste and texture. It's so creamy, so delicious. This might be my new favorite chowder. The bar sits right on the marina, so you get to watch all the fish playing in the water next to you. You see all the boats in the harbor.
Yeah, you get to watch the fish while you eat the fish.
Circle of life, right? It's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
When you're the one at the top of the food chain, yes, it's a very beautiful thing. These beautiful little battered balls of goodness are conch fritters.
What do you mean? Battered balls of goodness?
Up until now, I've actually been saying conch, but I think it's conch.
Conch.
Whoopsie. The color on them, first off, is just amazing, but they're battered, deep fried. They should just be full of like the minced up conch and maybe some other goodies in there. I'm not exactly sure. But more importantly, this is the key lime honey mustard. Get a hefty helping of that. Ooh, delicious. Well, I love that it's super crunchy on the outside, very kind of like moist on the inside. And I thought there were gonna be big pieces of the conch in there, but they're not. It's really minced up in there and mixed with a bunch of other stuff, far more bready than I thought it was gonna be. Really, the key lime honey mustard is the star. I mean, as described, it tastes like delicious honey mustard, and then it has the tanginess of key lime pie, which I have not had enough of yet.
The main event has arrived, you guys. We went with the seafood platter so we could try a bit of everything. We have Key West pink shrimp, calamari, lobster, scallops, but what we are very interested in trying is the hogfish on the bottom there. This is a spearfish, which means that you have to impale it to catch it.
And it is one ugly mug. If you saw this swimming around, you'd probably think it's the last thing you want to fight and or eat.
Well, maybe they were just so scared of it that they started spearing it, and then they were like, maybe we should do more than just kill it. All right, let's see what this hogfish is all about. I think they went ahead and blackened it. Oh my gosh. Ooh. Well, blackened fish is always my favorite, but this is just a very nice grilled white fish. It's super flaky in there. It is not overwhelmingly fishy or anything like that. It's just a really nice balanced fish.
Just don't show people what it looks like before it takes on this form.
Yeah.
As you travel around Key West, you are going to notice flags and signs that say the Conch Republic. Did you know that back in the day, Key West actually seceded from the USA and formed their own republic? So back in 1982, the US government put a border patrol checkpoint before Key West, and I guess the locals thought that it really hurt the tourism and it caused a bunch of traffic issues, so they said, in response, we're just gonna secede from the US. So that's what they did, and formed their own republic.
So obviously it was more of a protest and not really a real thing, but some people still to this day consider themselves part of the Conch Republic.
Are you guys getting the picture? This is a very quirky part of the USA.
So we already told you guys that the Florida Keys are on ancient coral reefs, but there is still a living barrier coral reef here. In fact, it is the only one in North America, and you cannot visit here without checking it out. So that is what we are going to do right now. We're gonna go swimming with the fishes, but the live kind of swimming with the fishes. Our sail is officially underway, both literally and literally, I guess.
Well said.
Sailing and a sail. Headed out that way, but right here, actually, we just learned it's super shallow, only a couple feet deep, and probably on our way back, the sand is going to be totally exposed when the tide goes out.
Yeah, so it leaves like a little channel right here that you can still go through with a boat.
That's what makes this area so prime for scuba diving, is because it's so shallow and so warm. I guess life just comes here and
finds a way. Life finds a way.
Finds a way. And so we're going to go find that life.
Well, y'all, it's been a while since we've snorkeled. Swallowing a lot of salt water, having little like half panic attacks when you feel like you're gonna drown, but
yep. It's not like riding a bike, I'd say. It'd take a lot longer to get used to it over again.
But I did see one thing that was pretty cool. I was swimming along and then all of a sudden I saw what I thought was a rock, and then I noticed it had a pair of eyes on it. It was a freaking stingray, you guys. It was so majestic. It was just swimming all around, doing his thing.
So Key West is known for some epic sunsets, y'all. And while you could watch it from the mainland, it's much better from a catamaran at sea.
This does look really epic when the sun is just like this speck on the horizon and it like slowly melts into the water. Pretty cool. Well, that was a very cool way to see the sunset. Can recommend. Go out on the boat, you get it all to yourself, private. There was nobody else around.
Well, that's it for us on the mainland of Key West. But we have one more adventure down here before we head back up north. Does that give it away?
No, it doesn't.
Okay. Well, you guys are gonna have to wait and see, because I think it's gonna be one of the coolest places we've ever stayed. Goodbye, adventurers.
We'll see you on the road.